Alright, so I wanted to make a quick video on Xiao just because he just came out. Got him up to 70. A little tough to get him higher because of the world boss, so you have to farm for his ascension mats. But I've got the Jade Spear on him, which I've had for a little bit, and I leveled up recently. His artifacts are nothing special. Got decent crit damage on some of the stuff, 20% there. A little bit of crit rate here with energy recharge. 35% crit rate here, so that's a nice piece, even though it's got HP and defense. Got 2 rolls in energy recharge and the rest into crit damage. And then again, just a lot more crit rate here. Eventually, I do want to get some more crit onto him because I've got 61%. I'd like to get that up to about 75 or so. Constellations, he's just base right now. And talents are maxed to what they can be, level 6. Playing with him a little bit, I would say he's better at mobbing than he's going to be at bossing. Being a Nemo, he really struggles from not being able to make elemental reactions, and he doesn't seem to deal that much damage with his plunge attacks in his ultimate. Currently, with my setup, it's around 18 to 22k range on most enemies there. So I've just got a little video. We'll show off him in the abyss on the front side of 12th floor here. And excuse my poor editing. I'll just skip around uh, when it's his side here. Um, One thing I will say, while he struggles with creating his own orbs, if you use someone like Ganyu there and drop her alt, you can really benefit just using the Anemo plunge attacks and getting a lot of orbs for his team essentially. Like as you see, he's almost full there just from Guan Yu's ice being up the whole time, even though he's not technically generating any orbs in his ultimate. So, but this is where he kind of struggles on the bigger guys here. Just not doing as much as if we could proc like a melt effect or a vaporize effect on these guys, which is really gonna hurt him when it comes to like end game bosses and stuff. He's not really gonna be great for that. Not that he won't be able to do it, but there'll always be better options when you can proc a vaporize or a melt. Just do extreme damage on the enemies. And I wasn't really a firm believer in Guan Yu to start, but when she came out and I saw her potential, I invested into her, and she was just a lot more impressive off the bat to me than Xiao is single target and group wise. So here you see the same thing, just kind of spamming ults. Really want to have something that can leave an element on the field for Xiao's ult, it seems like, because if not, he's just generating no orbs at all, and it takes a long time to get his ult back. One thing I will say is Zhongli is not the best support for him. I have Zhongli C6, so he heals when people hit the shield there, but Xiao just constantly loses health. My best bet would probably be you swap that out for Jean, is probably his best healer there, just because it's another Nemo that can generate orbs. Uh, get orbs, especially if you have a Venti or a Sucrose in another one of those support roles. But again, now you're at 3 Nemo characters in your party, and you lose the ability to create any type of real elemental reaction. So there you go. He does pretty well against the smaller enemies. Um, and here we'll just be able to see him. It's a little bit more meaty enemies here. Normally, I would just try to proc a melt with uh, Ganyu there, and she could pretty much destroy those guys right away. But take a look. Xiao gonna put in about 20k or so per hit with my current setup with him. But even a little more optimized, I think 30k is really gonna be like a limit for the average player to be able to get. Well, good. not the greatest. And you kind of see it here with the electric mage, where Guan Yu takes out quite a bit of health with her ultimate, and I have her C6, so I can just spam those charge shots for her. Already at half health. I'll pull Xiao out and use his ult. Down to a third. And as you see, just about 18k, and that's even with the venti damage and some of the ice in there mixing. So Ollie seems strong. Doesn't seem to live up to the hype that seen in some of his demos, stuff like that, from beta gameplay from him. So he is a fun character. He seems good, but definitely don't think he's a must pull. Really seems like he's gonna struggle on bossing because his raw damage numbers aren't that crazy to make up for the fact that he can't really cause any of those good elemental reactions like vaporize or melt. That's gonna do it for this one. Uh, Hope it helps some people out, and have a good one.